नमो भगदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं च नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat by Vrindavan Das Thakur, Part 1, Summary of Lord Gaura's Pastimes, Adi Khanda, first chapter, 36th verse, or 35th verse. So, Krishna and Balram, they are playing holy in this pastime. Upagiya mano lalitam stri janer baddha suhrdehe swa alankaranu limpitango Shragvino Viraja Ambaro. Krishna and Balram wore flower garlands and spotless garments, and their limbs were beautifully decorated and anointed. The women sang their glories in a charming way, bound to them by affection. Nisha Mukham Manyanta Uditodup Tarakam Malika Gandha Matali Jushtam Kusmut Vayuna. The two lords praised the nightfall, signaled by the rising of the moon and the appearance of stars, a lotus-scented breeze, and bees intoxicated by the fragrance of jasmine flowers. Jagatu sarva bhutanam manashravan mangalam tau kalpayanto yugapat swar mandal murchitam. Krishna and Balram sang, produced the entire range of musical sounds simultaneously. Their singing brought happiness to the ears and minds of all living beings. In his Laghu Toshni, Shilajiv Goswami quotes the following description of Murchan from Sangeeta Sar. A Murchan is a scale using the 7 notes in ascending and descending sequences. There are 3 modes of grams, each with 7 subdivisions of Murchans, making a total of 21 Murchans. So, Krishna and Balram, of course, they know everything. They are expert in every knowledge that we can think of and more. So singing is also something they are expert in. The glories of Shiv Balram or Sankarshan, who is worshipable by all living entities, are described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Those who are indifferent to these descriptions can never make advancement on the path of devotion service. In spite of their material intelligence and mundane knowledge, which is a product of their own mental speculation, such people are unable to appreciate the topics of Shiv Balram. See, one thing, of course, whatever Ishwar Prabhu has done wonderful job in translations and writing his commentaries. The beauty of purpose of Srila Prabhupada, nobody can compete with that. Nobody can even come close. The beauty means the flow of the knowledge that Prabhupada gave. It's just completely different. Here, okay, Prabhuji goes into, okay, here, again and again he speaks about the same thing. These verses we have read earlier also, these quotes. It just breaks the flow of reading. He has done a wonderful job. I cannot even write one line, whatever he has written. But it just breaks the flow. Anyway, let's go to the next verse. भागवत सुनि यार रामे नाहि प्रीता विष्णु वैष्णवेर पथे se jane varjita. One who has no love for Lord Balram after hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam is rejected by both the Lord and his devotees. Then again he quotes and writes the same similar purport. भागवती न माने से जवन श्याम तार शस्त्र अच्छे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु जाम. One who does not accept Srimad Bhagavatam is no better than a Yavan, and Lord Yamaraj punishes him birth after birth. So, how powerful this statement is, and one who does not accept Srimad Bhagavatam. And there are many, even Vedic scholars, they just say, oh, we only study Vedas, no Puran, because, and somebody says that, oh, these are all edited. Srimad Bhagavatam is edited earlier. It's not the real text that was given. I don't know how they came up with this kind of conclusion. In the Bhagavad Mahatmya of Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda, it is stated the topics of the Supreme Lord are realized by discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. One can understand the purport of the Vedas from every line of every shloka. There are many other similar statements in the various Vaishnava Puranas. Okay, I'll just go part of this purport commentary. The word Yavan refers to a Malay who does not follow proper behavior and is averse to Vedic literatures. In Mahabharata, King Yayati curses Turvasu in the following verse. O Turvasu, although you were born from my heart, you're not giving me your youth. Therefore, your sons will not inherit the kingdom. You fool, you will be the king of low-class persons who are chandals, meat-eaters, or born from intercaste marriages. You will be the king of those sinful malechas who are lusty for the wife of the guru and those whose mentality and activities are no better than animals. So, so they all became Malechas and Yavans, means those who don't follow basically Varnashram system and averse to Vedic literatures. It's not just now, I mean, Kali Yuga, it's not just those who don't live in India, even in India, those who don't follow all this, they are considered as Yavans, Malechas. The living entities are born in higher and lower castes according to the fruits of their activities. By the influence of Satagun, living entities are born in the family of Brahmins. And by the influence of Rajo and Tamagun, living entities are born in sinful lower castes like Yavans. The living entities who are born in the families of Brahmins receive ample opportunity to become swan-like knowers of the absolute truth through the study of the Vedas. But living entities who are born in the family of lower castes, like Yavans, are not qualified to study the Vedic literatures. But then again, even if somebody is born in that family, if he has qualities, guna, and his activities are of those of Brahmins, they aren't supposed to be considered Brahmins. Or, or like Prabhupada, what he did. He himself went and he just transformed the lives, transformed the hearts of so many people all over the world. That's what Sanatan Goswami writes in one of the shlokas he has given, that just like mercury, uh, kansa, copper, when it is added with mercury under certain conditions, it becomes gold. So similarly, a bona fide guru, by adding proper instruction, giving proper instructions in the life of a disciple who could be ignorant, could be Yavan or Malay, that disciple can become a perfect Vaishnava by the mercy of Guru. And that's also considered at the time of initiation. So if somebody takes initiation from bona fide Guru, he can become a perfect Vaishnava. So yes, these situations are there that they are not qualified to study the Vedic literatures. But a bona fide guru can make a big difference. And Prabhupada showed that. Of course, the traditional Brahmins in India, they don't accept this. They still say that this is not correct. Those who are not born in Brahmin family, they're not supposed to wear sacred thread, janev. They're not supposed to take sannyas, not supposed to give initiation, and so many other restrictions are there. Just like not supposed to study Vedic literatures. But Prabhupada quoted that words from Sanatana Goswami, and he said, "Well, our acharyas have said so." And of course, also, if you look at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his associates, one, he gave Namacharya title to Haridas Thakur, who was born in a Muslim family. He, Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they had practically become Muslims, but Mahaprabhu gave them shelter and they carried on the movement further. And Ramanand Rai, Ramanand Rai was not a Brahmin, not a Kshatriya, and, but still Mahaprabhu took his association and he sent devotees to Ramanand Rai to take the instructions, and so many more, so many more. So Mahaprabhu has shown by his example, which was followed by six Goswamis and later on by Srila Prabhupada also. Srimad Bhagavatam is a ripened fruit of the desired tree of Vedic literature and the crest jewel of all scriptures. The Yavans have no respect for Srimad Bhagavatam whatsoever. If someone is born in the family of a caste higher than that of a Yavan and he unfortunately does not respect Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the personification of devotional service to Lord Krishna, the shelter of everyone and equal to Krishna, then, due to lack of good instructions from the spiritual masters, such misguided people become degraded to the status of foolish, uncultured yavans, or no better than asses. This is how powerful Srimad Bhagavatam is. I'll just go to the next verse. Ebe keha keha napu shaka veshana che bole balaram rasa kona shasraya che. Nowadays, some faithless persons, eunuchs, challenge in which scripture is Balram's Raslila described. I don't know who asked, but there could be many faithless persons. The impersonalists consider the wonderful transcendental Raslila of Balram, who is the Lord of all lords, as uncorroborated by Vedic literatures. Even after giving up material enjoyment, they are unable to enter the transcendental arena of the ras dance, which is the eternal goal for the pure living entities. Although their mentality is like that of the eunuchs, who unnaturally abstain from sense enjoyment, they are deprived of serving the Lord in any of the five types of relationships. That is why such people are known as eunuchs or impersonalist sannyasis. Eunuchs, it's na punsak or hijrajas. Those who doubt potency of Lord Balram and his Raslila pastimes. कौन पापी शास्त्र देखी लेहद नहीं माने एक अर्थे अन्य अर्थ करिया वखान. Some sinful persons do not accept this pastime even if they read about it in the scriptures. They distort the original meaning of the scriptures into some other meaning. So to distort the meaning of the scriptures is cheating and an offense against the holy names. So to distort the meaning of the scripture, and people do that. People do that all the time. Just like those who have, even those who have intelligence or knowledge, they do, but those who don't have, like Bhagavan, the word Bhagwan. And I have heard people saying, those who wear Bhagava is Bhagwan. There's no connection between the two. But this is how they distort. It is impossible to realize the absolute truth with a sinful heart. Faithless persons are always confused in trying to understand the absolute truth. They are blind in attaining their goal of life, and rather than accepting the truth, they distort the meaning of the scriptures. And Bhagavad Gita, especially Bhagavad Gita, there are about 700 commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. That's why Prabhupada had to write his commentary called it Bhagavad Gita as it is. There's so many distortions, so many distortions. Like during Prabhupada time only, his disciples got one copy and they were discussing with Prabhupada, what does it mean? Because Krishna, when he says, surrender unto me, and this writer had distorted the meaning, it's not Krishna, the person we have to surrender to, it's inside, eternal, unbound within Krishna that we have to surrender to. And Prabhupada was furious hearing this. He said, there is no difference between inside and outside of Krishna. We have difference. We have soul and body. Krishna doesn't have like that. And when Krishna says, surrender unto me, there is no, no ambiguity in there, no double meaning. Just surrender unto him, the person Krishna. Where in Gita he says, it says there is eternal, unbound, living somebody inside Krishna and outside Krishna. It is different. And this is what Mayavadi tendency is, because they want to make or present Krishna as some ordinary living entity. That okay, we call it Bhagwan, but he's an ordinary person made of Maya, just like we are. So ultimately, their aim is to tell everybody that we all are God, just like Krishna is. There's a difference, huge difference. चैतन्य चंद्रेर प्रिय विग्रह बलाई तान स्थाने अपराधे मोर सर्वठाय Mare Sarvatai. Lord Nityananda is the dearmost object of Sri Chaitanya Chandra. Therefore, anyone who commits an offense at his lotus feet is vanquished. Means Balramji Nityananda, non-different. Sri Achyutananda, the son of Sri Advaita Prabhu, served Lord Hari under the guidance of Sri Gadadhar Pandit. Although two of Advaita's other sons sometimes accepted the guidance of Lord Chaitanya, there is no mention of their devotion for the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. One of Sri Advaita's Prabhu's sons was named Balaram, and his son was Madhusudan. He was particularly affectionate towards the Smartha Raghunandan Bhattacharya, the son of Harihar Bhattacharya of Bandaghat. The son of Madhusudan, Radharaman Bhattacharya, followed the path of the Smarthas and became faithless towards Sri Nityananda Baladeva. The author of Chaitanya Bhagavata, who is a pure devotee and spiritual master, has perhaps written these verses with these people in mind. The statements of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur are not inapplicable to the unqualified descendants of Sri Nityananda Prabhu's disciples. So even in Advaita Acharya's own sons, some of them they didn't have faith towards Nityananda Prabhu. Can you imagine? So again, association is a very, very important. Who do we associate with? So just because they were born in the family of Advaita Acharya, that doesn't mean they were so qualified. Murti bhede apane hai na prabhu das, sai sabha lakhan avatare prakasha. Lord Balram appears in various forms as a servant of the Lord. He manifests these symptoms in his various incarnations. So again, long purport, but so many quotations are there. We'll not go through all of this. In some editions, the word Lakshan appears as Lakshman, which then means this is demonstrated in his incarnation as Lakshman. As explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Nityananda Swarup formerly appeared as Lakshman and served Lord Ramchandra as his younger brother. The activities of Lord Ram were full of suffering, but Lakshman, of his own accord, tolerated that suffering. As a younger brother, he could not stop Lord Ram from the resolution, so he remained silent, although unhappiness might. So this was the one of the reasons. Lakshmanji was he tolerated what Lord Ram was going through, but he was not happy at all. Seeing him go through this exile and then losing Mother Sita, going into fight, he did not like it all. But he could not say no to Ram because Ram was his elder brother. Then he thought, okay, next time I'll come as elder. I don't want to come as a younger brother. So he appeared as Balramji, who was elder brother of Krishna. When Lord Krishna appeared, he, Balram, became his elder brother to serve him to his heart's content and make him enjoy all sorts of happiness. Sri Ram and Sri Lakshman, who are plenary portions of Lord Krishna and Lord Balram, entered into them at the time of Krishna and Balram's appearance. Krishna and Balram present themselves as elder or younger brother, but in the scripture they're described as the original Supreme Personality of Godhead and his expansion. So, so for the pastime they appeared as younger and elder brother. But this was the reason Balramji appeared as elder brother, because he didn't want. He said, as a younger brother, I just had to obey and listen to everything what Ram said. And I could not stop him from first going to the forest and going through so much of hardship. But even as younger brother, Krishna, he, although Balramji tried to give him all pleasure, all happiness, but still he wouldn't listen to Lord Balram all the time. That was different pastime. सखा भाई व्यजन शयन अवहान गृह छत्र वस्त्र यत bhushan asan. Lord Balram serves Krishna in 10 different ways as his friend, brother, fan, bed, carrier, residence, umbrella, garments, ornaments, and sitting place. So, this is all expansions of Lord Balram for Krishna's pleasure. And and not just that, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, when Mahaprabhu performs Sankirtan, then Balramji only or Nityananda Prabhu, they're same, they expand themselves as kartal, mridanga, all the instruments that are used in Sankirtan for the pleasure of Lord Chaitanya, they're expansions of Lord Balram. So, so if and the arati paraphernalia, whatever we have in our homes at temple, they're all expansions of Balramji. So that is why Mridanga, Kartal, especially those because they are frequently used in Kirtan, they are not just kept on the floor. They're always kept on on a cloth or an asan. And Mridanga is supposed to be wrapped with a cloth. And in ISKCON, when devotees started learning Mridanga and the clay Mridanga, there's very beautiful sound. And when it came to USA, devotees brought, Prabhupada was teaching them, and they also learned from others also. But they were now Americans, heavy body, big bodies, and in ecstasy of playing mridanga, they would sometimes break these clay mridangas. And then to get new supply of mridanga, it took time. So it was problem. So then devotees decided to make their own mridangas in America. They made them out of fiberglass. So the body is made of fiber instead of clay. So it won't break. It won't break that easily. The ends were same. Uh, whatever skin it is used, I think cow's skin is used. But the body is of fiber. And they called it Balram Mridanga. The name was Balram Mridanga. It's still popular as Balram Mridanga. आपने सकल रूपे सेवे न आपने याते अनुग्रह करें पाए से जाने. In all these forms, he serves himself. Whoever receives his mercy can understand this truth. In all these forms, means all the forms of friend, brother, fan, bed, carrier, resident, he serves himself because they are. Balramji is expansion of Krishna. There's no difference between them. Swayam Rupa Shri Krishna has personally appeared as Swayam Prakash Shri Baldev in order to relish spiritual happiness. Okay, I guess I can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Mridanga's body made out of clay or a wood?
Clay. Yeah.
Clay.
Dholak is made out of wood, not mridanga.
Oh. Sure.
That's why its sound is very sweet and very different. Very different.
Sure. Okay.
ठीक है चलो you all have
ठीक है.
said
Thank you,
what
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Jai Shri
Hare Krishna.